many other turbulent eras, poetry was very important to people of the 18th century. Poetry ranging from the personal lyric to the highly invective to the socio-political. In fact, many historical episodes were often recorded in long poems. For example, the drowning of 18 people in Galway Bay was recorded in the famous poem Anach Cuain. All of the newspapers of the 18th century published poetry in every issue. So it is not surprising then that some of the leaders of 1798 themselves wrote poetry. The first poem I have chosen was written by Samuel Nielsen in 1797 in Kilmainham jail after he had rowed with some of the other prisoners. The subtle moon since I came here, revolving had fulfilled her year. A year not long, 'tis true, to spend at liberty and with many a friend, but in these dreary walls enclosed, fretted at heart and much abused, assailed by every babbling tongue, 1 year appears 100 long. The second short poem was written by a man called James Hope, and it shows his objections to religious prejudice under the title Hints. Hints. These are my thoughts, nor do I think I need perplex my mind with any other creed. I wish to let my neighbour's creed alone and think it quite enough to mind my own. And finally, I'd like to read a poem written by Thomas Corey, MD, in 1875. This particular poem is a much longer piece and is a dramatic explication of Henry Joy McCracken's murder. So if you bear with me, I hope to do justice to the cadence in it. Thank you. The murder of Henry Joy. Shh. The roseate summer morn bursts through the sable folds of night, and darkness dies as rolls along the golden tide of light. Alone, upon the mountain top, the shaggy heath his bed, a fugitive without a friend, a price upon his head. McCracken starts from fevered sleep and from a hideous dream to find that hope has disappeared like bubbles downstream. For hark, what sound from out the vale breaks on the outlaw's ear? Men in pursuit, in glittering steel, ascend and now draw near. The hounds of hell are on his track, alas, he's in their grasp. His manly limbs they seize and bind, both with tongue and clasp. They drag him from his mountain keep, down to the plain below. With ribald jest they scoff and mock their proud but hapless foe. Till he, who feared not in the field the cannon's deadly roll, with hectic flush feels their rude lass pierce through his inmost soul. As when the archer's bended bow propels a fatal dart, and with lightning finds its goal deep in its victim's heart. They bear him to his native town, 'tis there that he must die, for love of home and fatherland upon the gallows high. Short is the time by man decreed, few are the moments given, to free his mind from earthly things and fix his mind on heaven. But though his cell is dark and drear, a comforter is there. The sister he so fondly prized has come his soul to cheer. Quickly the solemn moments fly, the fatal hour has come. The sad procession moves along with dirge and muffled drum. And in the midst with shackled limbs, but aspect firm and proud, McCracken stately walks along, blessed by the weeping crowd. While on his arm, with upturned eyes and cheeks of pallid hue, there clings that angel comforter, his sister kind and true. And now the gallows tree is seen high on the market tower, whence his current spirit soon shall soar far from his captor's power. McCracken dashes from his eye, first unbidden tear, and turning round in broken tones say, Sister, sister dear, proceed no further, for that sight would burst your breaking heart. One kiss, my dear, 'tis our last, forever we must part. I wish, as I have lived, to die undaunted, without dread, and would not that my foes could boast a single tear I've shed. One fond embrace, she strives to speak a deep, despairing groan. She halts, the crowd moves quickly on, and leaves her there alone. At length, the mournful cortege stops, the hangman rope in hand, masked and prepared his work to do, in silence takes his stand. Up the steep path to death, McCracken now ascends. The noose is fixed, in fervent prayer, a moment then he spends. He falls, a scream bursts from the crowd, as if from one huge breast. It's over, and freed from sorrow's pangs, McCracken finds his rest. Thank you.